Around 2:30 on Monday afternoon, 77-year-old George Young was traveling on the Boom Hattieville road towards Burrell Boom village when the Toyota RAV4 he was driving collided into a bulldozer being transported on a Mack truck flatbed. The impact caused extensive damage to the front and side of the SUV, killing Young as it ripped off the driver's side of the vehicle.
I really don't know what happened. It appeared to have happened sometime between 4:30 and 4:45. I'm not exactly sure. The police called, and a relative called, and a few people spoke to me to tell me that he was deceased. And I only got a few other matters after I went to the Ladyville police station, where they were very forthcoming. But I could only go by what they have said. I only saw the vehicle afterwards. So we really don't know what happened.
Police arrived on the scene shortly after to discover Young dead inside the vehicle. Behind the wheel of the truck was 47-year-old Anselm Gillett, a businessman who is also from Burrell Boom. The fatal RTA occurred about a mile and a half from the dump site in the circuit. According to police, both vehicles were traveling in opposite directions when Young, a Belizean retiree of Burrell Boom, swerved into the left lane, hitting the bulldozer to the rear of the truck.
He was coming along, and this 18-wheeler with this grader, a little oversized, was coming in the opposite direction. It appeared that they saw the erratic way, but we're not sure. I can't say for sure. But what he hit was really not the front of the grader, but the rear that was hanging over. It's a slightly wide load, and it appears that it is the tracks on the that ripped into his vehicle and his arm. But as I said, we have to wait for the post-mortem and those sort of things before we go ahead with anything.
According to his nephew Stuart Young, George has 3 children who live in the U.S. The elderly man would travel back and forth to visit with his family. While he's away, Sergio Lopez would keep watch of his house in Burrell Boom, where George lived alone. Lopez says he was to travel to the U.S. in February to spend his 78th birthday with his family, but he would receive a call shortly after the accident occurred. When he got out there, his Boston friend was already being carted away in the pan of a police truck.
When the
accident occurred, my friend Paul Wade called and said that he was killed in an accident. And so I went out to the scene to check it out, and there I saw some of his relatives, and then we called and notified the nephew. When I got there, I only saw the mangled vehicle because they had already extricated the body. I was unable to go closer, but the vehicle was extensively damaged on the side.
Although George was in an accident some 14 years ago, his nephew says he was very cautious and would be remembered as an independent person who loved traveling.
He always was moving about. He was always on the move, always going different places. He wasn't really, I think he got too old for partying, but he still went out quite a bit, right? So he was always traveling.
Duane, Moody for News 5.